Thank God that Josh is here. He looked across the computer and he said, Dad, someday whatever happens to me, you get me home again. Don't leave me there. And all your prayers and all we could do, it happened. We made it happen. God was talking to people all around the world, and at the right time, we all had the same plan, and it came together, and we were able to bring him home. And so I did. You're going to have to be by Brenda instead of out in Moxie, but I don't care. You can't say nothing now. I want you all to come and eat with us later, break bread and tell stories. I want to hear every story you have, and I got a million of them too, because he was Josh. He was Josh. We did the service down in the Dominican. There was no announcement in the paper, and the place was full out onto the street. And I looked across the audience. Not a dry eye in the crowd. And 3 people raised their hands that were on deathbed when he started ministering to them, and they were at the funeral to say, I have my life back because of Dr. Thompson. It was a privilege to be his dad. It was a privilege to have you as his friends. I know some of you, the last time I spoke to you, we were at commencement. And I said, use this as a launching pad. Do whatever you want to do. Go wherever you want to go. Allow God to direct your paths. Well, he did that. And it's my privilege today to announce to you that they've begun a scholarship in Josh's name in South Carolina at Sherman Chiropractic College. And it's for young people who want to learn chiropractic and go to other countries and minister to them the way Josh did. I'll share later, but in my mind, I just see him walking through the poor parts of the country with that spine over his shoulder, just so people would say, what's that? He said, well, this is your back, and these are your nerves, and they need to be in line so that your body will work correctly. Did he notice that it wasn't a safe place to walk? No, he was about that one thing. He was about his ministry to them. He spoke at Sherman College a few years back. The founder was in his 90s, and he was there. They had a light in the back, and the light was supposed to come on after 20 minutes, so you knew when your part of the presentation was over. And Josh said, I started speaking, Dad, and he said, about 45 minutes into it, I looked up and I said to the announcer, I said, I'm sorry, you didn't turn the light on. And the old man in the front row said, it's because we want to hear more of what you have to say, son. And they let him go on. He said, Dad, I almost went like an hour speaking to these people. And later, the old man and his wife came up to him in the reception line and said, since we started this college, we have been waiting for someone, for you, to come and deliver that message where your spirit and your body are in tune with each other. It's a message that all of us need to understand. Is doctors don't heal you. God heals you through doctors. Josh put his hands on and prayed for over 100,000 people in the Dominican Republic. His bosses told us that, and they don't even know the churches that he went to and did it for free, and the street sites that he stopped in and helped the people out also. They don't know how many that was. It was interesting because Josh did some free clinics, and he wouldn't charge. And he said, Dad, I made more money at the free clinics than I did with my salary. He said the people were rewarding me for giving it away. And I want to stop now because I'll just go on too long. There's too much to say. We need to meet together as we eat. But Josh learned a secret that I hope we taught him. Give yourself away, and it'll return to you someday. It'll come back on waves. Because the real value in life is not money. It's your ability to give yourself away. And we saw that down in the Dominican, and we saw God move his hands and bring Josh home. Even in the casket that Adam and I picked out. Wasn't supposed to happen. I want to thank Adam for being with me there, and Liz for being my interpreter. I went to a country where nobody hardly spoke English. Who would know that Scott would marry someone who speaks Spanish really well? I don't know how you got that ability, but hey. want to thank you right now, and thank you all for being here and honoring his memory. And I won't doubt anything you tell me about him today. I will believe it all, because we've seen it happen. Adam, would you come and do the, whatever it is you're going to do?
I'll be reading the obituary for my brother. And before I read, I just want to say that in 2 countries now, we've seen a lot of people and outreach from more people than we could have dreamed that really prove that the words that I'll be reading are true. What a testimony to the lives that he touched and the Christ-like example that he was. So much outreach that we never could have imagined. People messaging us, emailing, calling, blew us away. Our wonderful, loving son, brother, husband, and father, Joshua, was called to heaven to be with Jesus at the young age of 38. Joshua was born on June 17, 1982 in Yakima, Washington, and passed away of a presumed cardiac arrest on April 14, 2021 in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Josh is survived by his wife Lorena and his son William of Santo Domingo, parents Pastor Don and Kathy Thompson of Natchez, his brother Scott Thompson and his wife Elizabeth, and children Elijah and Adeline of Cowiche, his brother Adam, his fiancée Mandy of Natchez, and his brother cousin Tim and Shanna of Yakima. He's also survived by his grandparents Chuck and Elva Maddox of Grandview and Norma Thompson of Kent, as well as numerous aunts, uncles, and cousins. Josh is preceded in death by his grandfather, William Edward Thompson. Josh was a fun-loving and adventurous person who never knew a stranger and was loved by all who knew him. As a young child, he became a Christian and served the Lord and others, and it became his passion. He was taught that love means wanting the best for all the rest, and Joshua truly lived that out in his life. Growing up, he was involved in soccer, baseball, football, cross country, and wrestling, but he found his true love in wrestling. He won many awards, including a Greco-Roman state championship, was on the Washington national team for 4 years, and he trained and helped coach younger wrestlers at Yakutak Wrestling Club. In high school, he was active in everything, drama to serving the ASB president, and after he graduated East Valley High School in 2001, he would wrestle and graduate from YVC and then move to Hayward, California, where he graduated from Chabot College, attended City College in San Francisco, and then enrolled in Life West Chiropractic College. After graduation from Life West in 2009, he returned to Yakima and he practiced at the Family Chiropractic Center with the late Dr. James Millern. During this time, he coached wrestling with his brother Scott at Highland High School. About 10 years ago, he accepted an opportunity to pioneer chiropractic in the Dominican Republic. A few months later, he was joined by his longtime friend, James Brown. Josh soon became a very well-known and sought-after doctor on the island. At the time of his death, he was partnered with Jubal Chiropractic, managing 3 clinics in the Dominican Republic. Throughout his career, he served well over 100,000 patients. He can often be found voluntarily offering wellness exams at churches and orphanages throughout the country. His own words define the person he was. My goal is to help people through compassion, dedication, and excellent service in order to reach levels of optimal health. Josh's love of the Lord and knowledge of Scripture was evident in all that he was about. He prayed for his patients, and he gave of himself to numerous orphanages and pastors and missionaries in the Dominican Republic. He was a longtime member of Trinity Church of the Nazarene in Yakima, and he also attended Bonao Church of the Nazarene in the Dominican Republic.